to the Chammy, the only Chammy where you can get a professional tarot card reading right here live from a professional fluffle human dog bin, which Conply named the Fluffalophagus. Just want to say this is a place that you can come and feel welcome and feel safe. You can talk about your sadness, your happiness, your grief, your gratefulness, and have it validated by myself or someone who might be here, all of us. And there is someone here. Also on these paid readings that I do, I always do a timeless tarot reading. It's a collective message for everybody who might come and visit the channel. So if you want to skip to the end, if this is not live right now, go ahead and skip to the Lou My Darling. Also, check out the description below because you can win a free in-depth 40-card tarot reading. Every once in a while, there's a runner-up and even a third runner-up because certain names come flying out, I guess, extra the spirit might be anticipating to read for. Hey, Jeremy, welcome back to the Chammy for another slumber party. I still haven't heard from Molly. Maybe I need to change the name of this slumber party. How's your night been? Hey, Mojo, long time no see. How are you, dear? Okay. It's all right. I'm going to be talking a little bit tonight about how to kind of release the agitation and as well as some mentoring stuff that I've been going over. I don't know if you've been listening back to any of it, but hopefully you'll start feeling better tonight. Yeah, no update on Miss Lily. She'll be all right. She usually is. Yeah. Because you can't work. Maybe because you've been recovering from such a terrible injury, and you probably got Hey Lisa, welcome. Yes, I'm doing readings right now, dear. Check the description. Um, are you making sure to get plenty of rest, Jeremy? I know that sounds crazy because, like, I personally have the most difficult time getting through even just a few hours of sleep. I can't, for some reason, I'm unable to go longer than 4 hours. Yeah, it's probably sort of choppy because I didn't turn the music off. I was listening to you earlier yet. Preeti, it's good to see you, dear. How do you feel about you and what's coming for you guys in love? Well, you got to ask yourself, what is it that you want? Dad, did we fix the car Thursday or Friday?
It was Friday.
Friday, that's what I thought.
Ooh, fix itself. You got lucky. Why?
I was just curious. It's okay. You wouldn't. You desire it because it makes you feel better, right? But it's already yours because you desire it, Lisa. You want to have a better connection. Um, that's a really good thing because you can deepen your chemistry through a connection more than you can deepen your connection through just having chemistry. Well, how do you want him to feel about you, Lisa? That's something that is really important for you to ask yourself. Sorry, I'm just putting some stuff in chat so that people know what's going on. 95% of women have visibly better skin. My skin is so much more moisturized. See the difference with Olay. And waiting for maybe a few more people to come in before I start mentoring session again. Feel free to ask questions about law of attraction, law of assumption, love, life, dating in general. Those are all free questions. Tarot questions are $1 one card, $7 for 7 cards for a general reading. You can go a little bit more in depth for $10 for 10 cards, $15 for 15 cards. You can get a serious in-depth reading and everything you need to know for $20, and you can also do twin flame readings for $30. To get 30 cards, we go all the way up to 40 cards. You can even win an in-depth free 40-card tarot reading right here live. You can do it privately live, or I can send you a link to where you can watch it in your private home by yourself. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell button so you get all the notifications that I might post, as well as leave me a comment on any video that you might like. There's live music, original music, cover songs I've done that have been requested by fans, as well as guided meditations that can help you obtain your cosmic consciousness, as well as meditations that are guided to help you sleep better, to help you get the sleep you deserve. And they're all organically made right here. I wrote them by myself. I created the music for them and the sounds, and no chat GPT. It's all organic. So if you would like to subscribe, leave me a comment. I'll put your name in the Magic Greek hat, and you might win an in-depth 40-card tarot reading free right here from me, the Gypsy Queen card reader. The only place on YouTube where you can get a professional tarot card reading from a haunted house. Point taken. I can help you with love, career, money, protection, soulmates, twin flame unions, make your wishes come true, and get your ex back if you want. Also, there are certain questions I don't take, but I'm going to just put them here. Jeremy is probably a liger. Oh, Lordy. God, the light is so bright from the screen. I'm going to have to turn it down. I'm going to text Molly again. I texted Liz. She's in Nashville.
Liz is in Nashville?
Yep.
That house people go to Nashville, isn't it?
Yes, hopefully she'll take me next time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hopefully she'll take me next time.
Where she stays, in the hotel?
Friends or hotel or whatever, yeah. Let's see if we can wake Molly up. She's got to be somewhere. Come on, phone. Stop being so slow. I hate phones. Blah 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 blah. Sorry, I'm leaving a voicemail for Molly. She's not there. Hey, it's the doctor. The love doctor. So call me back. Hope you're okay. Love you. Bye. Technology's a cursed blessing. It is, especially when like you can watch Golden Girls on your phone. Now, are you taking that to help you sleep? Are you taking it because you want something sweet? Because they don't work unless you turn the lights and the TV off. Dads. It's melatonin, Dad, not candy.
What's gonna hurt or do good?
It's not going to hurt you, but
Is it sugar in it or sweet?
no, it's just stevia. It's only with natural flavorings. There's no alcohol in it, but still.
You take one, you tell me and drink the
Okay.
ninja thing.
I mean, it's not a bad thing for you, but at the same time, we're not turning the TV or the light out, so I don't know how it's going to work unless you're having some kind of. Are you having a tummy ache or indigestion or acid reflux or anything? Okay, all right.
The only thing I like is a show.
Well, then here, change the channel and watch your Bang Bang.
Okay.
That's what they do.
That's
That's what I was explaining to Jeremy earlier. Like, his dogs do this, and it weirds him out. But I'm like, it's just normal. Like, my two dogs are licking each other's faces obsessively. But it's just them showing, respect and care for each other. Melatonin makes me super mega itchy. Wow. Really?
You
must be allergic to it.
Are you hungry?
Or there must be something in whatever melatonin that you've been taking that you're allergic to. Because your body naturally makes melatonin. But I noticed that a lot of these melatonins that are on the shelf for a supplement have alcohol and cellulose and all these weird ingredients in it that your body is not supposed to take or have or eat or ingest. Yeah.
I want to charge you.
Mm-hmm. It's an Equate Walmart off-brand. Yeah, careful with the Equate brand there. It's garbage. At least I feel it's garbage. Probably do better. I don't know if they have Kroger's there, but you probably do better with the Kroger brand. A children's version of Equate if you do try it. Okay, not a non-alcoholic children's version of Equate melatonin. Excuse me, would be very much safer for you probably than an adult Equate one. It was kind of funny how like those people came in earlier and they wanted some questions they asked. I mean, does my description say something about free tonight? Only win free tarot readings. So do you guys have Kroger there? I don't use Walmart anymore after watching and that whole movie about Walmart. And hey Mojo, welcome back. How are you, dear? So you're living in Clearwater, Florida? It's all that your digits were 813, and you had said one time that you lived on the West Coast, Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater. Tampa? Is it Tampa? Tampa. I used to live right there over by like where that what's that? I used to live in Tampa over closer to Oldsmar. Because Tampa goes to Oldsmar, which goes to Dunedin, which goes over to Clearwater, which goes over to Seminole and Largo and St. Pete. Which I've lived in all of them. I went to multiple Catholic schools in that area, all up and down that row, and public schools. Kroger's in the St. Louis area. Okay. Excuse me. There's something about their brand of children's ibuprofen that's pretty good. Their brand of Kroger's off brand of over-the-counter medications is pretty decent compared to Equate. I've got to actually. I think between having like a little bit of a sinus infection, and I'm trying a new CBD vape. I think the CBD vape the CBD has given me like some chest congestion. Every time I hit it, it's just too harsh.
Keep hugging you every time you know what this is.
Oldsmar, yeah, I know where that at. Why did you move? I wish I could. I left because I felt like everyone in Florida was there to die. There was nobody young that I knew except my parents. I never saw my brother and sister who were like 10 and 15 years older than me. They had their own families. So it was like, okay, so I get ignored by my siblings and their families, and then I can't meet anybody my own age to make a connection with. And then the music scene's great, but it sucks. So like, what am I doing here? I kind of wish I'd moved to Nashville instead of Atlanta, but my dad found a good job in Atlanta. And then I moved to Boston for a little while. out west and back to Atlanta. And I just am ready for a change, actually. Move back? No. My dog would die of the heat. I'd have to shave her. My little wolf sable chihuahua would be would be pan fried. Pack up and buy her a house. I want to build a doggy house for my dog someday. I'm going to buy myself a house and then build them a doggy house. And it's going to be attached to the house, and it's going to have a slide and everything. And their own TV, and their own bed, their own human dog bed, and my own human dog bed. And then if I want to go in their room and hang out with them, I can. But then if I want to close the door behind me, like I can still see them and they can still see me, but it's their room. But if they want to get in and out from a little hole in the door, they can. I know I sound crazy. How do you pronounce Massachusetts? Massachusetts. And I think you spelled it wrong. It's Massachusetts. Yeah, Settetts. Am I planning on traveling? Yeah, I hope so. I'd like to go and see my family in Europe.
What's the discretion?
Not at this time. Do you? Yeah, I heard from Molly. Worcester. Worcestershire sauce. I always had like a problem with Worcester. I used to call it Worcestershire sauce. Like I couldn't do it. I couldn't say it. But why Mojo? I missed that part. I don't think you said anything about that. So I heard from Molly. Remember you saying your phone got blocked? Yeah. Hey, Ladybug, welcome back to the Chammy. Well, Mojo, I don't talk to everybody on the phone. Only people I've known for a really long time, Mojo. So maybe the more I get to know you, maybe I'll feel more comfortable in texting you, okay? I hope that's okay with you. Not really sure what you're talking about when I was young. I'm still very young. What are you talking about?
This was a catch the point.
That's funny.
10 minutes is that?
I wouldn't know. I was never really a teenager either. I always kind of felt like I was just an adult always. Isn't that weird? And I think that's because I was never really around a lot of people my own age. I was always around adults. Did any of you go through that? Did any of you ever go through that? Like where you felt like you had to always be like adulting? Yeah. Have you seen that guy lately? Like, so one of the most important things to remember, Mojo, is when you're trying to change your life and make it better is taking notice of what's going on inside, what you're thinking about yourself, what you're thinking about others, and what you're thinking about your situation. And the more balanced that you can get by picking apart what triggers you, what serves you, what doesn't serve you, knowing what you want, not knowing what you want, even if you don't know what you want, at least understand what you don't want, okay? And don't emotionalize it, with anger or, or sadness, or, you see what I'm saying? Like, your brain is your ego, okay? And it's going to tell you sometimes things that are different than your heart, which your heart is more of your higher self than you see what I'm saying? So your higher self is always going to direct you in the right way. Yeah. Hey, Cottonfly, welcome back to the Chammy. So I was reading this email earlier from my mentor earlier during the last live, and I'm gonna read it to you too, Mojo, while you're here. So every time you think of any of the stuff like being on a run, let me turn that off. Sorry about that. Oh, geez. I'm back. So anytime that you think about being on the run, someone not paying something that you need to be paid, something not working out, all the fucking, whatever the fucking could be, okay? Every time you think of any of this, speak about it, text about it in chat, write about it, etc., etc. You are relighting the fucking again, okay, and keeping it in place. Are you there, Mojo? Terry, Stormy, may I email you something? Yeah, sure, go ahead. Feel free to email me anytime. Are you still there, Mojo? Okay, cool. Yeah, and it probably is your intuition. Like, I took care of my mom for many years. My mom was pretty much always sick while I was growing up. But it wasn't really bad until at least I was, out of my teens. But it persisted through my 20s, and it got to the point where it was like there was no one else to take care of her but me. But that's not why I took care of her. I took care of her because I cared about her and I loved her and I cherished her, and she took care of me and did the same. But at the same time, like, I didn't want to have to see someone who was so young and thought so young to have to go into like a home for someone who had her issues and needed as much help as she needed, right? So I always used to tell myself, like, why is this happening? Like, what is this preparing me for? What is this all about? But what I realized is that it was just extra special training that I, would need to become a death doula. Anyways, I went through my whole death doula training and stuff, and it was like I've already been here. I've already dealt with this. I've already done this. I'm gonna fall asleep in class. Hey, creative arts, welcome back to the Jammy. So as I was saying, Mojo, when you persist in the thoughts and talking about and writing about and speaking about the fucking, you're just relighting it and keeping it in place. So because you are the operant power. Now, some people ask what that means, so I'm just going to Google it so I can read it to you instead of giving you some definition that might confuse you. Being an operant power means you are complete control of your state. Okay, the way you feel. All right, and you decide and shift easily according to that. All right. Um, what you want is completely normal for you to have. Whatever you want, you can have. How does that feel? I remember the first time I heard that, I was like, that bitch is crazy. And my mom and my friend Molly was like, I can't do this. I can't understand what she's saying to do. I'm too much of a realist. But I went back when I first met my mentor and she was saying these certain things that were just like, what? I would remember when my mom would tell me these things. And it would work out so easily for me. Like I would just do them naturally. And I was kind of reminded of the things that my mom would tell me. And I would naturally manifest without even realizing it. It's borderline well full on need geek. Can you get a reading? So, you can, yeah. Sorry, I had to reply to Molly. She finally came by on the text message. So I don't see a payment from you, Creative Arts. I just did 3 free live energy update slumber parties the last couple nights. Didn't see you. So we'll be doing that on the weekend if you want to come back, but it's only $1 a card. Of course, you can always ask free questions about law of attraction, law of assumption, love, life, and relationships. Those are always free, okay? I need to find my magic 8-ball. I think I packed it. I have a magic 8-ball card that says maybe next time on it too. I understand you, but parents act like fucking kids too. So right there, that's a fucking. That's you keeping it in place. Okay? That's a limiting belief in a circumstance that you're using to make it more difficult for yourself than it should be already. Ladybug, what does your grief counseling entail? Depends on your level of grief. It's $1 a minute. I also use tarot cards if you want me to, or oracle cards, or angel cards. How do you go about trapped emotions or past mistakes? So all your past is in your past. You leave it there. It's not coming back. And you strive to be a better version of yourself to not make those mistakes again. Yeah. So, once again, there are no ifs and buts and whys. Okay? And there's no fucking wins. So, the ego human that is you, okay, tends to question the where, the whys, the what ifs, the hows, the whens, the my mentor even said here, the human you, which questions, limits, and doubts, your fears and what you believe in, your options, your circumstances and limiting beliefs. We all do this. We believe there's, we've all done this where we believe there's something separate from us that has to give it to us when there's not. You have to give it to yourself. Because there's more room than there is out, Dad. It's okay. God help me. God help me get through another day without a meltdown. Thank you. I used to be very insecure about my smile, and then when I saw Amy Winehouse's smile, I was like, okay, I'm cool. I'll be fine. I'll get through this. So, the ego in you, the ego that is your mind, questions. When all you have to really do is assume that it's already yours, whatever it is that you want. And if you don't know what you want, that's okay too. Because your higher self is going to guide you towards it. Your higher self is your heart. Okay? Your ego is your mind. Trying to figure it out and micromanage everything. Tapping, like, what do you mean tapping? Okay, Jeremy, great. Do you mean like tapping into spirits with the, I can't remember what they're called. Here, I'll just send her that message now. Oops. Well, you have to understand that, like, tapping. I mean, I don't need tapping. I honestly don't need it because I already live in this vortex where there's like 1,000 ghosts that want to talk to me all the time. And I've had to distinguish what's the difference between my own voice, their voices, and spirit's voice. Okay, there are multiple realities. Which one do you want me to tap into? I'll tap into it right now. But I suggest we stay on this timeline, because going into the past is only going to trigger us, and going too far into that future is going to cause a lot of anxiety. Yeah, this is where it's at right here. If you want to jump the matrix while you're sleeping, great. We can all do that together. If you guys want to talk about that some night, we can. And we can try it together. But I'm telling you right now, like, the reality that you want, Mojo, it exists already. But without knowing what it is that you want and what we want, how can it and without giving it to ourselves, how can it show up? Like, I was just talking to Addison, who's another moderator here earlier today, and talking to Jeremy about how Neville Goddard manifested the specific person they wanted to be married to, instead of the person they were married to. And instead of going, because I'd wondered about how that worked. Like, because Jeremy and Addison and I were talking about how, like, I'm manifesting my SP or whatever, and how she could be manifesting her SP and it's her ex or shows up too, or like Jeremy was saying, his ex showed up and is nonstop after years of nothing. Look at Alphonse last night. God, I hope he comes back. I'll have to go back to the live from last night and try to find his account so I can leave him a comment or something. And tell him how proud I was of him, because I was in another reading trying to help loved one 2, 3, 4 with their skin. But, he's telling me that the reading that we had the night before and the little mentoring grief counseling session we had that night through the cards, gave him the courage to change everything in one night. One night. It took Neville Goddard 1 week to manifest the whole thing that he wanted to be able to do in order to be with his SP. He didn't worry about all the what ifs or the whys, the whens. He just went to bed at night in the emotion and the feeling of what he wanted, not imagining it, just the feeling of imagining it. So I told Addison tonight, I was like, no more trying to have some picture of you and your specific person holding each other in bed. You got to feel it as if you're eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I feel so silly comparing manifesting to a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but I had to get her back into her feeling, because it's about feeling, not thinking it or imagining it. I mean, yeah, imagining adds to it. It boosts it. It's just like magic spells. The candles, the incense, the words, the feel, all that's bullshit, okay, without the feelings. The phone is not going to do it for you unless you pick it up and dial. Okay, it's not going to call you. It is just that simple, yes. And you have to understand that it's like, here's my lipstick once again. I'm not going to put my lipstick on my lips on the screen. That would be ridiculous. Oh, I'd be trying all day to put my lipstick on. No, I'm going to put it on here, on me. So what's going on? I'm making my lips red so that when I look back in the mirror, I've got my lip stain on, right? You get it? Get it? How much more? Do I have to cover my face? I look ridiculous. But, love 1, 2, 3, 4. But look, Alfonso did it in one night, okay? He came in here thinking that he couldn't be in a romantic relationship with Lisa, okay? And the next day, because I told him, get off the timeline right now with the boyfriend thing. Next day, Lisa broke up with boyfriend, and Alfonso was future fiance. Okay. You are the magic wand. You are the magic spell. It's just that easy. And if you aren't seeing what's going on, don't get frustrated. It's okay to have a bad day. It's okay to get bummed out. It just means that you've got more work to do on yourself. Well, it's okay. It's our first day feeling better, so we'll clean it tomorrow. It's like the room. It's not going to clean itself. The organite sitting behind me, it's not going to sell itself. It's not going to package itself up. I've got to manifest it. What if you manipulate energy for it to fast track? Yeah, you can by just saying, hurry up, 3D, show up. Well, yeah, it's almost like tasting. Like, I use the taste thing as a method. I mean, you don't have to literally taste it, but you do have to literally feel it. And I use the peanut butter and jelly sandwich as a analogy, I guess, because thank you so much, Love 1234. I use the peanut butter and jelly sandwich thing as an analogy because I wanted to help Addison get into the feeling because she can't stop feeling. Nobody can stop feeling. I'm sorry. It's just not possible. Hold on a second. Let me just look at your PayPal. I'm doing good. I'm hanging in there, love. Spirit, what does Love 1234 need to know about August? So I'm in a paid reading right now. I'm just gonna help Love 1234567 figure some things out real quick. What do you do when you feel alone? Like when you feel like your brother put you aside? Let me just answer that real quick, Love 1234. Look, I feel like my brother puts me aside all the time. Why? Because he's a nurse, okay, in an overcapacitated cancer ward, right? And I try to remember that he's not just putting me and Dad aside. He's busy. He's got a life. And at the end of the day, even if he is putting me aside, he still loves me. Okay, so what I keep telling myself is my brother loves me and he's going to get in contact with me and start showing up the way I need him to start showing up when he's got a chance. Because it makes me feel better. Instead of telling myself some other shit story that would hurt my feelings and hurt his feelings too. Okay? Because there's one thing about my brother and I is we have this deep connection, and he was probably one of the first people in my life that taught me something spiritual that wasn't a stranger. Okay? Taught me about my chi, my ki, my center, and pulling from it before I was the age of 7. Okay? He taught me how to use a butterfly knife. He was an Aikido master and a Shion for a dojo in Tampa. Okay? So I would say start living in the feelings you want to have and the emotions you want to have with your sibling and the relationship you want to have with your sibling, Mojo, instead of that one that doesn't serve you. So let's get into your reading, Love 1234, and see what you need to know about August. So you've got the world at your feet in August. So I feel like maybe your job is going to completely switch to something more environmental. You know, this was the card on the bottom, and I was asking myself, what's the energy behind the world? It couldn't possibly be 7 of Pentacles, but if it is, I'm going to put it back in, and if it pops out again, then it really, truly is the energy behind this world card. With the 7 of Pentacles, it's like, are you making some kind of change? Or are you going to have some kind of sudden change to the details of your life? Are you going to move? Are you going to... Something's going to change here that's going to be important. You might leave what you're doing now and go do something more environmental. You might even do work towards regenerate, something that's regenerative, something that's going to help you really achieve and accomplish what you want in August. The world is a yes card. I don't do yes, no, maybe so's. Oh no, this is not a bad sudden change. Like if this was bad, there'd be like a 10 of swords or a 3 of swords or some kind of ugly card, but no ugly card here. The world and the 7 of pentacles being the energy behind it. Spirit once again saying your dreams could be coming true in August. You know that thing I say about that song that I love, These Dreams, from the band Heart? Don't know if you've ever heard the song, but in the lyrics it says, it's funny how in dreams your feet never touch the earth. But yet this is the earth card. This is the world card. Her feet aren't touching the earth. That's why I feel like this is some kind of, in this particular deck, this card has something to do with dreams coming true. The world is at your feet, but really it's in your hand. And that which you want to achieve is right under your nose. Pay attention to the details of your next job that you get. Pay attention to the offer that they offer you. Okay? Pay attention to the resume that you maybe are putting out. Detail is everything so that you can achieve what you want. But it is yours already. How does it go to bed tonight? What is it going to feel like with that job you want? We just talked about Neville Goddard. We're going to talk one more time real quick about how he manifested his SP. He went to bed every night in that shabby hotel room thinking to himself, man, this sucks, but I'm going to change it because I'm going to go to bed tonight and I'm going to imagine the feeling of what it's like to have, the person that I want to be married to sleeping next to me. Granted, he said that in what he was talking about was she slept in the bed next to him because back then husband and wife didn't sleep together in the same bed. They slept next to each other in beds. So he just went to bed at night instead of feeling alone as if he, was with her. And it took about a week for him to manifest the divorce he needed to get from his first wife that she would not give him. Very interesting in my perspective that it, I saw Alfonso manifest love of his life like that in a romantic partnership in one night. Just one tarot reading just changed his whole life. I told him to go to bed and do the same thing Neville Goddard did. The same thing I do every night. It worked. So what do you want for your job in August? What do you want it to be like? What do you want to be doing? What would it feel like if you were going to bed tonight in that dream job? Okay, I go through this whole thing every night before I go to bed. Okay, so what's it feel like to be having the money I want to come in, or the dream job I want, or, and I'm also going to bed tonight knowing that everyone I love is in perfect health always. And, that my specific person's here and my dogs are amazing. Everything's fine. Why? Because it makes me feel safer. Especially living in a haunted house, And it's so funny when Mojo says tapping because I don't know, Mojo, have you not been here during the spirit box sessions? There's hundreds of them and they all want to talk to me. And a lot of people are like, why don't you start channeling on your cards? Because that's not how I channel. I actually want to hang out with the ghosts and talk to them and give them a place to have a voice. Not just be like, I'm manifesting this dead one and that dead one and all these dead ones with this card. It's just not me. So let's get into your next question. Love 1, 2, 3, 4. That's so funny that you said that about burning your bridges because Spirit says tag, you're it. And when I look at the card and you look at everything on the card, just look at all that chaotic energy. You must be feeling that you will burn bridges if you're bringing that up. But you can change it. Why? Because you are the operant power. You don't have to burn bridges. It doesn't have to be that way. But it's almost like Spirit saying, it's kind of like a little game of hide and seek. There might be you might have to be hiding the fact that you are seeking a new place to go to, and then you might have to actually hide the idea of why you're leaving and seeking a new place. if you don't want to burn the bridges, or just change your mind, change your thought completely about it. Oh no, they're going to be fine with it. You see what I'm saying? But if you feel you need to quit it, I mean, like I said before, don't do anything that triggers you. The less that you react to that which you don't want, the best, and react even less to that which you do like in any given situation like this. Spirit, can you give a little bit more clarification in regards to the burning the bridges and quitting the role? Are you guys sending friends and family when you do PayPal? I guess I should mention that. Try to send friends and family if you can. It gives you the option to. Because not only do they take a huge fee for me when you pay me, they take a huge fee for me when I transfer. Because I'm paranoid about waiting 1 to 3 days for them to transfer, because you just never know what's going to happen. So Spirit says, don't worry about burning bridges. Just continue with what you're passionate about. Once again, this is so interesting because I feel like the Queen of Wands is a very passionate environmental card. We were just talking about the world. You see her there with her beautiful sunflower and her beautiful walking stick, and the sun behind her with the haze on her beautiful ebony, not her beautiful ebony, but ivory throne. Okay. The cat at her feet. Obviously she's eloquently, created these sunflowers in her garden, probably where they're from. And this cat is at her service all the time because of how well she treats it. This is why people like you so much, despite any kind of circumstance or limiting belief that you have, love 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know that you could burn bridges, but Spirit wants you to stay passionate about what you want and not what others want. Don't worry about their feelings. Worry about your feelings. Worry about your mental wealth, your stability. You're the Queen of Wands in your reality. It's really important to understand that if you wish for conflict, or you think about conflict, or conflict's on your mind, that's exactly what you're gonna get. These people don't want conflict. Okay. They really just want to understand their own lives and life in general the best they can. And pretty much they want people to have good lives in general, as well as they do want to have good life too. Yes, Mojo. Let's get on to your next question about your specific person. I feel like your next meeting with your specific person, I think we've gotten this card in the past. Understanding cup of love. Nice big understanding cup of love. And the energy, I know there's a couple of extra cards, but are you guys going through something right now that might seem burdensome? Maybe it's the communication. Maybe you guys are kind of having a little communication breakdown. Maybe there's a lot of work going on. Your job maybe is feeling a little burdensome. Not burdensome towards each other, but your jobs, you're working a lot, so communication is becoming just a little bit tad difficult this week. But don't worry, because you're going to have so much fun and luck with this coming up. But just be careful with your thoughts, though, okay? Careful. Spirit says careful. Don't emotionalize the stress of what might be complicating it. Okay. See what his energy is towards you, Spirit. Sorry about that. I forgot to turn that off. Let me turn it off. should get some like romance oracle cards or something for questions like this. Still feeling like you're the beautiful empress. That is their energy towards you in regards to that question. Still feeling very enchanted and definitely wants to make a proposal in regards to that. Just remember, you're the magic wand, okay? And definitely wants to be your disco stick. Spirit, you're not funny. So just persist in what you want instead of what you don't want. Just remember that. And if you start to feel like you're going to have a meltdown, you're going to cry, it's okay. You can cry. But just remember, wherever you go, there you are. Let go of that which does not serve you. And know that, I am possible. Anything is possible. You are possible. Ooh, yeah, it's pretty stinging questions, Like I was saying, not creating anything as all versions. You don't have to create really anything because it's already there. As long as you already are like, oh, it's done. It's going to happen. The job that I want, the summer that I want, the relationship I want, this that I want. There's no creating it because it already exists. Okay. My mentor said, if you can't decide what you want, then look at what you don't want. All right. And that'll help you to see what you do want. Okay. Love 1, 2, 3, 4, Mojo. Your higher self already knows what your heart desires because your higher self is your heart. Whereas your head is not because it's your ego. Many, many, many women say, I want him to reach out first without realizing that's just their ego. I want him to show me. I want him to take the initiative. I want him to ask me out. I want him to open the fucking car door. I want him to pull out my seat. Well, then you got to tell him. Okay, because not every guy is inclined to understand that anymore or be accepting of it. And that goes for guys too. If you want her to reach over and unlock the door for you after opening that car door for her and putting her in safely, then ask her. You don't have to wait to see if she does it just to see if she's a nice girl. But that is a nice little trick that you can use on someone to see if they are generally nice. Man, woman, zebra, ghost. And do your imaginal acts as well. I'm going to tell you, like I tell Addison, love 1, 2, 3, 4. What is it that you want? You don't have to imagine it. Just feel it. What do you want Joji's sexual energy to be towards you? What do you want your bosses to? How do you want them to react when you say, hey, I've got a better paying job I'm going to. Thank you guys so much for all the years of whatever, blah, 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 blah. They'd be happy for you. Oh, we're so happy for you. That kind of thing. Don't make it more difficult than it already is, okay? And then whenever Joji pops into your head during the day or a new job, be like, it's already done or it's going to happen. That distilled version of living in the end. Same with your skin. Okay. Not going to worry about it. Working through every day to the beautiful skin I deserve. It might take you 5 days, 5 months, 5 years to figure out the right regimen for you. I was wearing a lot of mineral makeup recently, and then I realized that I think the mineral makeup was not doing for my skin what I wanted it to do, but I was also having some issues from the inside out. I think I told you guys, I got uveitis, and I didn't get uveitis, thank God, but I did get something that kind of destroyed the lining of my stomach with a like bacteria or some kind of food poisoning or whatever. It made me really sick for like 6 weeks. And it wasn't until I started getting that cleared up that my skin issue got a lot better. But there are other issues that can cause skin issues too, like dental issues. Did you know that? Like, I didn't even know that if you have dental issues, it can cause you to have bad skin too. So I went and got all the cavities taken care of that I could, and had a root canal done 6 months ago. And it helped a little. But detoxing and not eating processed foods has been the best thing for me. And really knowing how to care for my skin type. The right diet and exercise and sleep as well.
That's really important. If you don't sleep, the body doesn't heal.
What's my nationality? I'm Greek Cypriot American. My dad's a pure-blood Greek Cypriot. There's like less than 1 million left. We're really a true minority.
You don't know where is that place.
Yeah, but even if people even don't know where it is, it's a Greek island. It's where they call it the island of Aphrodite because she was born there off the sea foam in mythology. My dad's probably related to Zeus, but we're Greek Cypriot. My mom is Greek and Italian and Jewish. Yes, dear. The last 2 questions got answered. And then I did a little bit of the whole thing that I've been going through that my mentor had sent me. Remember that, whatever it is that you want with Joji, whatever it is you want with the job, however it is you want people to feel and think about you, give it to yourself. Okay, love 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you. I'm so grateful for your time and your awesome questions and your donations. Thank you so much. Please keep me updated, okay? I'm here for you. Okay, good. But it's not just about envisioning. It's about feeling. And I was helping Addison try to figure out, her whole state of kind of sleep. Because she's like, I just can't hold an image of us together. She said that about her SP. And I'm like, well, then what about a feeling? Go back to a feeling when you were happy, even in your life, even if it doesn't have to do with him. So you can superimpose the feeling while you're actually thinking about him holding you while you fall asleep. Okay. Welcome back, Molly. Sorry, I'm like clearing my throat for everybody's ears. I'm toasty. What about you, Mojo? What's your ethnicity and your nationality? So my nationality is American, but I also have a Greek Cypriot. Now I also have a Greek Cypriot, and I have it's a tri-citizenship. When my dad was born, the Queen of England was his queen. Okay. So because he was born while she was Queen of Cyprus in England, I have a citizenship in Cyprus and in England. But because I was born here, I also have a citizenship in the United States of America, naturally. Mexican, how beautiful. Okay. My brother-in-law is Colombian. And like literally from the Amazon forest. So just keep thinking about what you want instead of what you don't want, y'all. And trust me, it's going to work out. Yeah, and look at Cottonfly, Italian and Bolivian. Dad is German. That's super cool. I knew you had some Italian in there. Yay, Molly got her plate removed. Jeremy, I'm American with a blue sippy cup. So I might make a hair painting video for you guys soon. Because I want to put a rainbow dash in my hair. I always like to do my hair rainbow black in June to celebrate Pride and Juneteenth. So I might do a little painting here soon. Little hair therapy. Your mutt. Woof. It's okay, I'm a werewolf. Wow, your trauma specialist discovered you actually broke your plate in surgery. Wow. I woke up in a bunch of pain. They put me on Demerol and oxycodone at the same time. Whole thing took maybe an hour and a half. Well, Melly, I'm so glad you're doing better, dear. That's awesome. That at least you are. Are you home now? Are you back home? Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. You were outpatient. Ooh, that light is so bright. I can turn this down a little bit. Oops. What part of Europe do I want to go? I want to go see my family in Cyprus and in England. My dad hasn't seen his family in over 40 years. So I'm working on trying to make that happen. But right now I'm trying to keep from us being homeless. Trying to keep food on the table. But despite those circumstances, I'm going to make it happen. We're going to buy a home or find a home that's stable where we're not going to be homeless, and we're going to go see our family in Europe. It's going to happen. I'm going to marry my SP. You're going to marry your SP. Life is going to get better for all of us. It's going to happen. Whether you like it or not. It happened already in my fucking reality. Okay? The 3D cannot change unless you change from within. And I think that was the hardest thing for Molly and I to understand when we started seeing our mentor. Because Addison, Molly, and I, we all seeing the same mentor and trying to focus on. I think Addison and I are a little bit more into it because in the beginning, I think that Molly was like, this is too unrealistic for me. But the more that I've tried it and the more that I've been able to pick it apart and understand that it's different for everybody, like based, I think, on their different neurodiversities, as well as their limiting beliefs and circumstances. Look at Addison. She can't imagine for herself. So therefore, she can't imagine her SP in her arms or in front of her when she closes her eyes. But she can go back to a time and remember what it was like to feel happy. Just like Molly can go back to a time and remember when her foot felt great and start embodying that energy in her life to manifest it every day, which is what I do with the car accident thing. My best friend of all my whole life is from England. She grew up in a 500-year-old castle. Okay, I grew up in a dump. A haunted dump. But at the same time, it's like it doesn't matter. She lived in a haunted castle and I lived in a haunted dump. It didn't matter. All we cared about was each other and how we made each other feel and how happy we were. And we vowed that no matter how far apart we lived, we would always talk to each other every day. Okay, and in the beginning, it was either call each other on the phone all the time, long distance, or write letters to each other and send them every day. And that's what we did all of our lives until we got Facebook. So, I think now that, Molly has experienced that she can manifest. I'm one that believes you manifest. There might be some people that are better at manifesting love. There might be some people who are better at manifesting money. Some people who are better at manifesting health. Some people who are better at manifesting this or that. And I was telling Liz Love that maybe we should just, and a couple other people a couple weeks ago, maybe we should all get together in a live one day and think about what is it that we think that we manifest the best, because we see it showing up in our world. Or what is our main emotion that we might feel that we might be able to manifest better using? Do you manifest the love that you want through chaotic disorder? Or do you manifest the money that you want through happiness, or vice versa? And then maybe teach each other what it is that you individually might use that you might feel that's different or unique to your manifestation. All hydrocodone has acetaminophen in it. Okay, so this is what makes hydrocodone or oxycodone stronger when you're on pain management, so you don't have to take so much oxycodone, okay? So because it has acetaminophen in it, right, it's just Tylenol. It's not aspirin, okay? You can actually take aspirin or ibuprofen with it. So if you want to take a hydrocodone that has acetaminophen in it, you can take a goodies powder with it, but don't take the ibuprofen, or you can choose to take ibuprofen instead of the aspirin with it. Okay, or you could just be like me and take more Tylenol with it if needed. But that's just so that you don't have to keep taking the and you don't have to. That's what they taught me when I was in physical therapy for the car accident, because I was like, I can't be taking all these pills. It makes me feel crazy. What about a half a dose and adding it with something like another Tylenol or ibuprofen or aspirin? They're like, yeah, you can do that. Just don't mix aspirin and ibuprofen at the same time. What's Toradol? I don't know anything about Toradol. I don't take dog medications. You mean Tramadol? Never heard of Toradol. Might be lost for a minute, guys. Hold on. I will be back. Talk amongst yourselves. If you have any questions about law of attraction, law of assumption, life, love, relationships in general, please feel free to ask. Molly, next time you come here, we're going to go to the botanical garden, you and Dad and I, okay? How to jump realms. We'll get to that, but not tonight. I promise. All right, sweetheart. Really? What do you mean? What does that stand for, dear? Good night, Molly. We love you. Get some rest, dear. I can't believe I've already been on for an hour and 32 minutes, so I'm probably going to end the live pretty soon here. I usually like to close the portal when I'm like 1 hour and 45 minutes in, but I might go ahead and end it early and do the collective free message for everybody, and we can all go night. I'll go ahead and get some stuff together maybe tomorrow for jumping the matrix and things like that, and quantum jumping and leaping and things like that. We can talk about that. Maybe you want to talk about stuff like that you might have experienced before. Astral projection is a very interesting thing to me. It's not really something I do very often or while I'm inside. How do you pull in your future wife? I mean, probably the same way anybody in general is pulling in or manifesting their specific person. Like we had talked about that earlier today, Jeremy and I, where like I was, like Addison will be manifesting her specific person and an ex shows up, or I'll be manifesting in my specific person, and instead of my specific person showing up in the way I'd like to, they show up in some other way, and my ex shows up in the way I want my SP to show up. Jeremy noticed his ex is also showing up. It's because you work on your self-concept, and you will see what you want show up around you in your 3D reality. That's how you will pull in your SP, even if you don't know who they are. Mojo. So now that it's been broken down, I fear I'll mess up the progress. You can't fuck it up. Okay, let me get my trusty book out and explain why. We talked about this last week and the week before. And why you can't fuck it up. Let me go back to my notes, okay? Yeah. You have dreams about your ex but you don't want her. Okay. Yeah, it's probably because she's thinking about you. You know, you guys have some kind of connection. Okay, so here's a quick recap for you, Jeremy. 1, you can't fuck it up. Why? Because you are never stuck with anything. Okay. 3, because especially when you are living in the end. Okay. What is it that you want? And you just go to it and be like, it's already done. It's going to happen. Same thing we've been talking about all night. Well, I know that you can tear up a crowbar and a cotton ball pile, but not while you're recovering with a gunshot wound in your back. Just relax. Oh my God, the screen is so bright, I'm going to go blind. I got to put it down again. Ouch. My eyeballs are fried. She will. She's got some good medication to help her get through it too. Hopefully, you know, her nourishment is what I'm worried about. She said several times during recovery that like her mom is only feeding her frozen foods out of the freezer. You know, and she needs like fresh fish and fresh salads and fruit to heal. You know, and maybe a night of fresh beef stew and maybe a night of fresh chicken soup. Just one, though. Not like a steak and potato night, you know, but, you know, maybe hell, even a steak and potato night. Just one, though. Not frozen egg rolls out of the freezer. So I'm a little bit concerned about that. Jeez. Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time. Sorry, guys. But if you wanted to fix things with your ex, you could. But you could also easily be in a loving, committed relationship with someone like Molly, you know? Or you could be with your celebrity crush like Firespun. Whatever you want, Jeremy. Whatever you want, Mojo, you know? But this is as far as we go. I hope that's okay with you guys. I was telling Addison the other night, she was talking about her SP, and she's like, he invited me to go somewhere where she felt okay. So he invited her to go somewhere where she felt uncomfortable, right? So she completely just blew it off, even seeing him, so that she could communicate with him what she needs to communicate with him. And I understand that. I understand that she blew it off and why she didn't want to go to the hotel and everything. But I told her I would have gone. I would have gone setting up my boundaries, making sure that whoever it was that wanted to meet with me, knew that there was nothing that was going to happen between having a cup of coffee and hanging out. But I feel like, I set up those kind of things all the time with people to let them know where I'm comfortable and where I'm not comfortable going. And I think it's very important that people learn that it's okay to do that. I feel like if I didn't tell Addison this yet, but I feel like if Addison had just been like, okay, yeah, let's go ahead and go to this place where I might feel uncomfortable, but knowing that the guy that she was going to meet, he's not going to beat her up. He's not, for saying no, he's not going to rape her. Okay. He's not going to hurt her. Okay. And he's certainly not going to have sex with her. She doesn't want to have sex with him, nor force her to, like I said earlier. So I would have gone because, see, I'm the kind of person that sets up my boundaries. But I don't know why it was that maybe she didn't feel strong enough. So I'm going to have to ask her that again. Like, did she not go and make it right with him because she didn't feel like she was going to get what she wanted? Or did she feel like she was going to be weak and cave in to what she thought he maybe wanted at the hotel room? So with me, I know that's never going to happen because I set it up so that people from the beginning, so that I'm honest with people. Like, it's like if I don't, then I'm kidding myself, or feel like I'm lying to new friends if I don't make sure they know that this is where we are and this is where we're going to stay because that's where I'm comfortable. And then if people can't respect that, then maybe we can't move on to being, more of friends down the road, or more of getting to know each other, or whatever. Even if it's just as people like this on the other side of the screen, being humble and harmonious with each other just online as acquaintances. Like, I feel like many, many years I got into situations where I was a people pleaser. Like, I wanted to please people. I didn't know how to say no. I was always saying sorry for the wrong, ridiculous things. So don't be afraid to, like, you don't want your ex back, Mojo? Fine. You don't have to have your ex back. But if you're having dreams about her, that's still the universe, spirit, telling you something about your connection. What if you love someone you talk to, but they don't really know you, but seem like you know them, but don't feel safe to talk to you over the phone until they get to know you a bit better? Well, are you talking about me? I get it. Look, you're not the only person that's gone through this with me. A lot of people go through this with me. Okay? But what you have to realize is that in my reality, no. In your reality, yes. But there might be too many resistances for it to happen. Okay, for one thing or another. I'm on a completely different path. I'm not somebody that can just be in a relationship with anybody because of the gray asexuality. Okay, you could know me for 25 years and never, ever, ever get a chance with me because of it. Okay, there are guys who've known me for 25 years since I was a kid, and they can't crack my code because I don't feel like I can have the deep kind of connection I want with just anybody. For many, many years, it was, I don't know that I'm capable of falling in love with somebody because of the trauma and the PTSD that I do have from my past. So what I'm doing is I'm learning to not go back into that past. I'm learning to not let it control me or micromanage my, Hey Mel, welcome back to the Chammy. Cherry LOL. So at the end of the day, you know, it's 6 of one, half a dozen of another, you know? It doesn't mean that you can't have what you want in a partner or a girlfriend or a wife or a specific person. It's just that, you know, it's better for me to tell people, like, you know, in my situation, you could be trying forever because I'm over here trying to figure out myself. So let's go ahead and Google. Let's go ahead and Google something. So the only reason why you're not manifesting your specific person is that you don't fully believe in your desire. Okay, but you could still fully believe in it in your reality, okay? And still not believe in it. You can still feel like you believe in it. I go through this all the time, manifesting my own SP. But it's better for me to tell people up front that, you know, I'm on a very different path. I'm only here for this moment. Because there's no point in me sitting here telling you, yeah, you can manifest me as your wife, when I know that's completely impossible in my reality. Because it's my reality. Do you understand what I'm saying? You have no will in my reality. And it's the same way on the other side as well. Like, your brother doesn't have any will in your reality. You know, the person that you live with, no will in your reality. Okay? You are the operant power. So while yes, you could manifest me as your wife, you might manifest somebody better for you. Someone who can actually be there for you. Somebody who maybe doesn't have the PTSD and the trauma that I have. You know, I've dealt with an agoraphobia for decades. I am a victim of attempted murder. Sorry about that. Let me turn that off. There's no point in me bullshitting people when it comes to getting into a relationship with me or having sex with me. It's not going to happen. Not because I don't like people or don't want to be in a relationship with somebody or not have that. It's just that it's not me.
Stop sending your secrets.
They're not secrets. They're not secrets. It's honest. It's called honesty. Hey Mel, are you still there, dear? Thank you so much for your donation. It's good to see you again. Okay, I don't see your question in PayPal. What is your question, dear? Yeah, it's completely out of the question. I don't date and I don't have sex with people. Okay? This is how I am. I'm sorry. I can only be my true, authentic self. It's just who I am. Yes, dear, I see your PayPal. What's your question, dear? What's going on? Do you need someone to talk to? You need a tarot reading? You need both? What's going on? Jerry, you're funny. Okay, let's get into what you need to know about that right now. Thank you, Mojo. It's very important for me to be very upfront and honest with people because, like, several people have come through this channel with these questions and these kind of concerns, and one person couldn't accept it, and the other, you know, I had to block because they couldn't understand that where I was coming from is a spiritual place. It's, you know, my main concern is that in life is, you know, making sure every day I'm mentally healthy, wealthy, and whole, and doing the things that don't trigger me. Okay? And it triggers me to think that I have to tell people anything that's not true, that, you know, might make them think that they can have something that they can't have. But that doesn't mean that you can't have me here in your life to make it better at the same time. You see what I mean? Like, I show up every day for anyone who might need me. And I hope and pray every day that that's enough for people, because I can't give them, you know, my love and compassion in any other way. I might give you a cup of chalky milk, but I don't know that I could take on another puppy. Okay, let's get into your reading, Mel, and see what you need to know about that right now. That my cards are all straight, and see what you need to know about how this person's feeling about you, how they're truly feeling about you. They think and feel the world for you, despite circumstances and limiting beliefs. They also feel that they can rebuild the foundations of love and trust. They feel like you're somebody that they can count on. This is not the kind of tower that's crushing. This is the kind of tower where this person's like crushing on you. But they are kind of worried that maybe they've been a little too judgmental. Maybe you guys have been a little too judgmental of each other, yourselves, your surroundings, your lives in general. Limiting beliefs and circumstances will definitely put things on pause. But Spirit's saying either way, there's something about you and this person that you see something about each other and one another. And that's what draws you to one another. And Spirit is blessing this union. So what's going on? Like, why is it that you're having to ask how he truly feels about you instead of going to him and asking? Do you know, Mel, maybe? What's Spirit, I'm going to ask the cards myself. If you don't want to talk, it's fine. I just want a relationship. I'm tired of us moving towards a commitment. But you already have a relationship. Does commitment mean relationship to you? Because you definitely already have a connection here. You might have to order yourself a ladder to get out of this tower. It's burning. It's burning. It's burning. But he wants to fix it. It's causing me to think he doesn't. Yeah. So this is what happens. You get into this vicious cycle where it's like, he doesn't want me. He doesn't like me like I want him to like me. He doesn't this. He doesn't that. Fuck me. Fuck my life. Right? But you can fix it. Give you my Amy Winehouse smile. You can fix it, darling. Promise. Let's get back into his feelings for you here real quick. This is not just his feelings. There are so many other messages other than just his feelings, okay? There's a lot of stuff coming out through his feelings that'll guide you to where you need to be right now. And it's certainly not that shit talk you're doing. The more shit talk, the more shit's going to show up, guys. You know that. Shit and shinola. The more you think they're going to ghost you, the more they will. The more you think they're going to orbit you, the more they will. The more you think they're going to ignore you, the more they will. The more you think they're going to lie to you, the more they will. The more that you think that they will love you, the more they will love you. The more that you think that they will feel compassionate for you, they will feel compassionate for you. The more that you think and feel that it is done, whatever it is you want. You want a relationship, you're tired of getting commitment. What if you went to him and said, hey, babe, can we just try this commitment thing for 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, one weekend? Or maybe a fortnight, 14 days. And then if we decide it's not for us, we don't ever have to do this again. Maybe even they will agree to 30 days, which would be the best length of time to test this out. And I swear to God, if it's not for them, you can even tell them this. If you guys feel like it's not for you after a certain amount of time, break up. Because you want a real relationship. And you know that. But in this way, if you do it this way, okay, asking him what he wants, how do you want to operate around it? Telling him what you want, how you want to operate around it. Hey, let's try this for a day, a weekend, 2 weeks, 2 weekends. And if it doesn't work, then what are we wasting another 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years, 3 decades with each other? Please don't do what guys have done to me in the past where they waste my fucking time and make me make all the fucking wrong options and all the fucking wrong moves for myself because I was so worried about their feelings instead of mine. So worried that they were pleased with me instead of me being pleased with myself. Okay, Mel? You want to solidify what you have and are and what you're doing? Get into the action of saying, hey, this is what I want. How do you want to operate around it? All right? Because they do think and feel the world for you. That's what this is about. And they want to make it right, just like you do. But you have to tell them, even if you have to get judgmental about it. And I don't mean judgmental like you're this, you're that, blah, 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 or demeaning or belittling him, but doing even an imaginal conversation. Being the director of your movie here, okay? Hey, babe, welcome back. It's so good to see you. Let's see how he's feeling. Let's go a little bit deeper to how he's feeling. I know it's just general, but King of Wands and Knight of Swords. He wants to be practical. He might even see you as somebody he could have kids with. Somebody he could be a father with. Be a better person with. Be a better version of himself. He's ambitious for you. Okay? But you've got to hold the reins. It's your reality. You've got to guide the horsey. He's turned it down several times because of how frosty you are on yourself and him. He's turned it down several times to say, hey, how much he loves me in the same breath. He even scared to have sex with me. Oh my God. See, that's one thing. I ain't scared to have sex with somebody. I just don't, I'm not. You know, I'm just not doing it because it is not something I can just do with anybody. It is not something I'm willing to just do with anybody. And it's not something that, you know, I feel is going to make any kind of chemistry or connection deeper so soon in any kind of relationship, even if it's later, okay? I think what is going to make your relationship deeper is telling him what he wants instead of having him tell you what he wants. If he loves you, he's going to give you that weekend. He's going to give you that fortnight. He's going to give you that 30 days to figure out if you guys can have the commitment. Spirit, what kind of advice can you give her on his feelings, on his actions, on the relationship she wants with him? Where did that card go? It just flipped. I hate when it flips itself back into the deck. Hold on. They're just imagining that. Oh, here we go. Carry your weather. This is not going to happen anymore. This rain, come shine. There's a rainbow shining through. Showing that, you know, the universe is promising you that this will not happen again if you just apply yourself. You cannot sit back in your feminine energy without lifting a finger anymore and allow him to do this to you. You cannot say the wrong thing to the right guy. You cannot say the wrong thing to the right girl or person. Yeah, exactly. You make a soul tie. So he won't make a soul tie with you. That's fine. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with him. But at the same time, what's wrong about it is that it's like he's trying to do too much micromanaging, but he does really think the world of you. This is just general. Okay, these major arcana cards, though, these first three major arcana cards are so much more important in this tiny itty bitty general reading, you know, than these two little farts here, this King of Wands and this ambitious Knight of Swords. They're ambitious to get on top of their mental wealth with you and get onto the communicating better thing. But you got to take a whole look at your world here, a whole scope at it, because it's not about him. It's about you, Mel. He's sure he'll get you pregnant? Well, a woman can only get pregnant during a certain time of the month, whether she's on birth control or not. So joke's on him. Joke's on everybody. Okay, you don't just have sex and you're pregnant. You have to have the right recipe. Okay? You have to have the right recipe. He's just obviously ignorant to the bliss of all that. Because that's not going to happen just because you have sex one time. I promise, no. So, Mel, this is what I want you to do. We've been talking about this all day. You know what you want, and you know what you don't want. No more putting emotions and feelings into the fact that he doesn't want to solidify what you want. Because he has no will in your reality. He can only show up to you the way that you assume him to show up. It's just science, girl. Okay? If you're in love with him and he won't give you what you want, then just stop telling yourself that he won't give you what you want. Or he will just keep giving you what you don't want. And if he can't figure out how he wants to operate around what you want, maybe he's just not the one. Love is a two-way street. It's not a one-way street. And from the story that I'm already hearing from you, Mel, it's everything he wants. Why do you girls do this to yourselves? Well, what can I do to please him? Well, what can I do to make him happy? What can I do to make sure that I can keep this guy and give him everything he wants? To the point where it's so ridiculous that you're sitting there going, he doesn't want me. He doesn't like me. I'm this, I'm that. And you don't need someone making you feel like that. You deserve better. You can do fucking better, Mel. With your thoughts about yourself first. Just going to start there. And your feelings about him. So here's how you change it, Mel. You start thinking the opposite. I want to solidify what we have and what we are doing, and so does he. He no longer turns down my offers of love and companionship. Okay? He always tells me how much he loves me in the same breath, but how happy he is that he decided to get into a committed companionship with me. He's not scared anymore to have sex with me. He wants to have children with me. He wants to marry me. I'm wifey. I'm bitch in total control of herself. He loves that. He can't get enough. Do you understand me? No more playing his game. Just can't do it anymore. You want a serious relationship? You got it. But you have to serve it. You cannot serve two masters. You cannot be over here serving what you don't want and going, but I want this so bad. But I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to serve what I don't want, which is all those feelings I don't want to feel all day long about him, me, whatever. Okay? I'm going to say it one more time. The 3D cannot change if you don't change within. All right? Knowing that which what you want is yours already and staying in that conviction that it's already done no matter what is still playing out in the 3D. You're letting it play out in the 3D by, saying it's already done. Even if you don't believe in it, just knowing it's going to happen. He's going to give you the commitment that you want. He's going to give you the relationship that you want. That is enough. But you've got to take control of yourself with this without having these bad feelings about yourself. About him. Tell yourself something different. So hopefully she'll come back and she'll understand what I'm trying to say to her. Not everybody does. Not everybody can believe in themselves in the beginning that they can have what they want. But every time she speaks about it, what she doesn't want, that's what she gets. Because she reignites the fucking that she doesn't want to see with him. Why I love my SP? I love my specific person. Why I manifest my specific person and what I want every day? Because that was somebody who I saw something about myself in them. And they always made me feel good about myself. They also never said no to me. They also were capable of, showing me that they loved me. So I don't know where you went to, Mel, but you can have me and do whatever you want with whoever you want it with. Maybe just this guy right now is not the one. Especially if he can't make you feel good enough to say about yourself, wow, I really am truly a majestic ass queen of my fucking reality. Then give it to yourself and just start telling yourself that anyways, because you are, Mel. Even if you don't believe it. So, I hope that she comes back and that she gets that reading, and that it will help her, and she'll keep me updated. Happy Pride Month, honey. Well, I'm glad you had a great day, Mojo. I'm glad you had a great day, Jeremy. I'm so grateful that, Mojo, we can go to the point where I can tell you how I feel about my life and relationships and love in general. Tell you guys what kind of person I am and be accepted for it. And also, it'd be okay that, like, I can't give you what you want in your reality. Okay? But I can give you a part of me here every day on YouTube that I can be here to help you guys have better lives. Okay? Be happier, manifest what is good. Thank you, Jeremy. This channel is so grateful for you all. We love you too. I am going to take a little break soon, but it's not going to be for very long. It's only just going to be to make some content for YouTube that has already been made, but I need to edit it and post it. Fixing the car with Dad, the second live video that I made for Confly, and a couple other things I've been preparing to.